I feel like everyone has a sense of if someone's going for cancer treatment, it's going to make them very sick for 6 months, a year, however long they're under the treatment. The hope is that with this therapy, because it's targeted, you can deliver it systemically, so it's still less invasive than having a large needle injected directly into the tumour, but it's able to specifically target the cancer, and so you only have the effects localised to the tumour rather than causing havoc on all the healthy systems of the body. So hopefully you'll have the efficacy or the effectiveness of reducing the tumour size without having so many of the side effects that people really struggle with and that limits conventional therapies. My research predominantly looks at a family of viruses called adenoviruses, which in the wild cause essentially sort of cold symptoms. We modify the surface proteins so that it's not able to infect healthy cells, and instead we redirect them towards cancer cells. Once they're inside the cancer cell, you're also able to engineer this virus so that it forces the cell itself to produce essentially a chemotherapy or an immune checkpoint inhibitor, but it delivers it locally rather than throughout the whole body, which is what typically you associate with making people quite sick. And it is a targeted therapy, which should hopefully allow it to be delivered intravenously, so just through a drip like you would with saline. If you get a cold and it happens to be adenovirus type 5, your body, your immune cells essentially learn to recognise the individual proteins that are unique to that virus. So the next time you come across it, there is a chance that the immune system is still able to recognise the proteins that are similar enough. If the immune system is able to recognise those proteins, it could potentially bind to them and clear part of it from the body. It's similar how everyone will know with COVID, where you're given the vaccine so that your body, it's not the full virus, so it doesn't make you sick, but it presents to your immune system, this is what the proteins of this virus look like, so it can identify it, and then if you do come into contact with coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2, your body is then able to recognise it and hopefully clear it before you get sick. Or if you do get sick, it's far milder. So it's similar to that. So it's your immune system's response to the virus. So if you've come across it in the wild, just in nature, and your body recognises the Ad5, it will just potentially recognise the similar looking proteins and try to clear it because it thinks it's a pathogen. A lot of virus work, you have to obviously engineer the vector before you're able to actually test it. It takes quite a while to do these things. I've spent 4 months trying to actually do all the recombinating steps where I've got quite a complex vector that I'm trying to make. I'm hoping that once I'm able to actually complete the recombinating, then rescuing the virus usually takes a few weeks. So next for me is actually testing the virus, so finally getting it produced and being able to put it on cells, test that it does what I'm hoping it does. Because it's a trial, it's an experimental treatment, so you wouldn't put people through it that haven't tried out more traditional methods. But it's exciting to have patients being treated currently and giving them hopefully a chance at tumour regression and shrinking the tumour.